Sometimes when I see patients for treatments, one of the things that they want to do is not only get out of pain, but they want to improve their health as well. Quite a lot of the time, people come in a very serious state. People have become obese, people have got all sorts of health conditions, and enough is enough and they want to do something about it. You know, it's never too late to do something about it. So quite often people come in, they want to change their health, they want to change their lives, they want to feel better, more energetic, get out of pain, come off medications, whatever it is that their goal is. But quite often the whole task of going from where people are now to where they want to be can be quite overwhelming. So in today's video, I want to basically discuss like what you can do to get yourself from where you are now to where you want to be. And sometimes people can get overwhelmed very easily. So what we do is we take you from where you are now and take you one step along that journey. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone comes in, they are overweight, they've got high cholesterol, various different aches and pains. They may have fatigue, their fitness is terrible, their heart is not very healthy, they've got high blood pressure, high cholesterol. All of these symptoms can seem quite overwhelming and people don't always know where to begin. So in the case of some of my patients, what I say is, okay, well, let's find out where you are right now. So we start with things like blood pressure. What's your blood pressure reading? So we've got an objective measurement. We can do blood pressure, we can do weight, we can do body measurements, so using a tape measure. We can do things like looking at blood results. So quite often with my patients, I ask them if they've had any recent blood tests. Quite often people have, you know, if there's a lot of health conditions, then people will be getting checked or the doctor will be investigating things at the same time. So we look at their blood markers. If there's things going on in the blood, let's say the cholesterol is a bit high, let's say the liver is not working, so the liver enzymes are elevated, then we've got more objective markers. So when we start intervening, then we can see over time, are those things coming down? Are they going up? Are they going in the right direction? So we look for objective data first. Another thing is trying to figure out how many steps someone might be doing. So people talk about this goal of 10,000 steps per day. For someone who is already quite active, that's not a problem. But for someone who is really out of shape, really unhealthy, in a really bad way, they might only be doing 500 steps a day. So the thought of getting to 10,000 steps a day is enough to put anyone off from starting. So if someone's at 500 steps a day, then we go to 700 steps a day. Once we get to 700 consistently, then we go to 1,000. And over time, we gradually work on building that up. The next thing is looking at someone's nutrition. Now, again, someone might be on the worst diet in the world, fast food, processed food, sweets, very little in the way of nutritious food like vegetables, or not drinking much water, maybe drinking energy drinks, for example. To take them from where they are and put them on the world's best diet is probably the worst thing that you can do. So what we do is we start from where they are and figure out what we can add in. Now, quite often, if you start taking away foods, people start feeling very restricted. So then they're like, well, what else can I eat? You know, if I can't eat that, I can't eat that, and I've got nothing else to eat. So instead of taking things away, we can sometimes add things in. So if someone is eating out quite a lot, well, what about instead of having just fried chicken, for example, what about if you had a chicken burger that had more vegetables in? That's one step slightly better. Or what if you had, instead of a burger, you had a wrap, and in that wrap there is more salad stuff? Or what if instead of having energy drink for breakfast, you had a cup of coffee? Now that's not much better, I get it, but instead of having all that sugar, then you've gone from less sugar to still some caffeine, but less sugar. What if they're having a really sugary processed cereal for breakfast? Instead of having the cereal, what if they went to a piece of fruit? Do you get what I'm saying? So instead of going from all of the meals going from bad to all of the meals going good, we just make a very small switch. And once people do that and they get into the habit of doing that, then the next step is to work on the next thing, and then the next thing. And exercise, again, if you are, let's say, overweight and you're out of shape and you don't want to go to a gym because all those people might be looking at you, you don't know what to do. You're afraid that people are going to make fun of you. Well, what if instead of going to the gym, we figured out some things that you can do at home? Some very gentle exercises to do at home. Get your body moving. Get you maybe walking around your garden or walking around your block. So wherever you are at right now, instead of thinking, okay, I've got to change everything, what can you change? What is the one step that can take you from where you are to the next step along that path? And then once you've gotten a consistent habit of that, what about the next step? So always start with getting some objective markers: weight, step count, heart rate, blood tests, this kind of thing, something that you can analyze, something that's objective. And then figure out, okay, well, what can I improve? Now, you might not know what to do with blood markers, but step count. What if you're going from 500 to 700 a day? Do you get what I'm saying? So figure out where you're at. What's the next step that you can do that's going to take you to the next step along the way? And this is stuff that I do with a lot of my patients or my online clients. We figure out where they're at and just start working next step, next step, next step. And eventually, before you know it, you're halfway there. It's a slow process, but you've got to be consistent. Stay with it and you'll get there. If you need any help, find someone. Maybe let me know. Maybe I can help you. So I hope today's video was helpful. I hope it all made sense and I hope you found it helpful. If you do need any help, reach out to me, let me know. And until the next video, guys, stay safe and I will see you soon.